Welcome back to the Long Distance Siblings podcast.
That's Annie Trevison.
That's Ellie Trevison.
And we're long distance siblings making it work across the miles.
We're always in each other's ears, and now we're in yours.
Let's get into it. Annie, how is New York?
New York is covered in so much snow right now. We are having a winter day today. Work is closed. Clown class got canceled, which is why we're able to record. It's really cool and also a little bit scary to watch, but mostly cool, honestly. Um, I have been doing okay. I feel like I have been, the more that I let myself accept that things are not the way that I want them and I'm feeling sad and things are hard, the easier life is. I have this book that I read to you a little bit of it offline, but I really want to finish it. It's called Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach, which I listened to her podcast, which is sort of like a meditation, spiritual talk, very Buddhist focused podcast.
Mm.
And I've listened to her for years. I've listened to her since I was probably like 20, 21 in Bend. That's where I found her. So, yeah, it's been a good book to help with accepting the parts of me that I don't like or resist or avoid. And there's a quote that I really like that I'm going to butcher it, but it's something along the lines of the shitty dichotomy is that the more that you accept yourself just as you are, the more that you're able to change. Um, and
I
yeah, I
love
feel like, yeah, I really love that too. I feel like that's something that I'm really trying to remind myself. And I did my clown class yesterday, and
that.
it was really fun, but also hard. And I found I did clown, and then I organically met people during lunchtime. And after lunch, I ended up feeling bad and like not part of the group, and like I didn't belong, and like this one person didn't like me, and I made all these stories up in my head. And that's exactly what happened last clown class. And then I had a
Mm.
rough afternoon, and then the next day, I was able to regroup and fully commit, and the stories kind of disappeared, and I was able to participate with all of myself. And I found that that happened exactly the same way this time, but I wasn't able to get clown class today because of the snow. So I was like kind of I'm feel a little stuck in the doldrums of clown class day one. But
Mm.
my body hurts. It's really interesting when you go to clown class. It's so physical, and that's why I really like it. I want to do it like monthly because I feel like I have nowhere to scream anymore. I don't have a car, and I have roommates, and I suppose I could rent myself a studio for half an hour and scream. I might do that actually, but other than that, there's like no place to scream. Um,
Mm.
so it was really great to like scream and get it out. That's really the two things that like I feel really sore from. It's like all around my ribs and my back. It probably loosens up all the fascia in there that you don't usually get to when you're working out or whatever. So,
Mm.
anyways, blah blah. I feel like I'm rambling about clown class, but
No, I have a question about clown class.
yeah.
Um, I think I've been wondering this since you first started doing clown classes, and I just have forgotten to ask you. Um, Is clown class supposed to be for people who want to become clowns, like at a circus or at a fair or something? Or is that more of like a metaphorical sort of name? Like, hey, we're clowns, 'cause or is it both? Like, is it like this is how you unlock your inner clown to be an actor? Or is it like, no, we're like legit clowns. Like we're gonna go and like juggle things and whatever clowns do as a profession.
Yes, and to
Okay.
that, it's both of that, but it's also clowning is a type of theater and a type of approach to performance. So in the
Mm.
same way that like mask is a literally creating masks and using masks in theater. It's a subsect of theater that you can study and become proficient in, and you can teach mask, you can teach clown. It's
Oh.
it's like a type of approach to performance.
Are there like guiding principles?
Yes, but we don't really what I'm taking is clown for all workshop. And it's really you can be anybody, and it's really more about connecting you with your inner child, really about being present. Whatever is happening in the present moment is your honest truth, and that's really the goal, is to be honest
Mm.
and, you know, connecting to your inner child, inner weirdo, inner clown. There are some people in class who want to be clowns, but that
Mm.
is a little bit different than what this class is. So,
Oh,
for
okay. Okay.
example, there was a guy, I'm not going to name his name. I don't know why I always do that on this podcast. I'm like, let me just air everybody's business out.
Give, you know what? On my favorite, one of my favorite podcasts, they will give their listeners that ask questions, they'll give them like a creative name. So
Yeah,
you could do that if you want.
yeah. This guy named Gary, he used his body in like a very clown way. He like contorted his face into like a grotesque clown. And he was like, when he was doing his crying, or he was doing his song, he was crying and he was like, oh, I love to cry. And then the teacher was like, hey, Gary, can you just do it normal? And he was like, oh, yeah. And then he was like, did a little bit of his thing. And he's like, no, no, like really, like, can you just sing normal? And then you're able to see him open up and be vulnerable and
Mm.
be truthful. And so I think there are some parts to clown that are performance based, that are you take a feeling, because he was like, well, I was feeling grotesque. And so I think, I don't know, because I don't haven't studied clown. I would like to, but I'm still at the very beginning of it. You take a feeling that is truthful, that you are really feeling, you really exaggerate it, and you take it to it as extreme as you possibly can. Yeah, I mean, it was like hard to watch. And I think it's really hard to do that type of clown truthfully and really connect with the audience, because I think there's a part of Gary that's probably really pushing to get there and really exaggerating when there's a lot of other things going on with Gary. There's a woman named Wanda who I don't know why I really wanted to, I just feel like I need to give a name.
It's
Anyways,
because we're talking. That's why.
I know, I know. Well, okay, side note, when I talk to Ellie about my life, Ellie will actively take notes. And I think they do this with their friends as well. They actively take notes of like, okay, this is your friend named Stacy, and Stacy, you know Stacy through work, and like Stacy knows these other people and has like a whole diagram chart of the people in my life to keep them clear in their mind, which I think is really, really sweet and kind.
I like to know the characters.
Yeah, you have a full list of characters. So I feel like maybe that's also why I really like have an impulse
Yeah,
to name
yeah.
them.
You're trying to
It's
give me
like
the
they might,
details. I appreciate
right, they might
that.
come back up later. And you're like, was that
Right.
Wanda? Anyways,
Now I'm gonna
Wanda,
have like a second diagram of the people
fake
and then
names.
their code names. Like, oh, Gary is right.
Right, right. Anyways,
I don't know if I can commit to that level, but we'll see.
there was a woman who was really doing clown quite well. She was doing sort of that, but it felt a lot more authentic and funny, and we really felt connected to her. I don't know exactly why it was, other than I think there's a generosity of spirit where you're willing to be seen exactly as you are, instead of, you know, potentially it's exaggerated, but it's genuinely a part of you that's coming out, rather than you're really taking something to an extreme and you're kind of creating something new out of your the part of you.
I
um
just edited our last podcast and you were talking about how actors are always warring with themselves. Do you stand by that 2 weeks later?
Bitch, don't I ever. Constantly, it's a constant struggle. um yeah, but
Acting too, and I'm not an actor. I wonder if a lot of people war with themselves.
I 100%, I 100%. I think they do. I think we have conflicting parts that don't agree.
Yeah.
What else is going on in New York? This is one thing I haven't told you. My friend Casey, um, my friend Casey, who I traveled with in Italy,
Ah.
um, was over the other night, and I have this little nook in my room that I've really wanted to create into a reading nook. And I was showing her that I want to put a chair there. And she's like, I don't think it's going to fit. And I brought a chair in and I showed her, and she was like, Is that comfortable? Like, are you going to read there? And I was like, No, you're right. This is not comfortable at all. And she was like, You should build it. You should
Oh,
build a reading nook where it's like a little bench and it's custom. So it goes exactly into that space. And I was like, Oh, that's so good. And she was showing me like how you could bring it all the way out and it would really like you could make it a lounge, like
oh,
kind of like a
nice.
little
Yeah.
mini like couch bench day bed type of thing. It's obviously
Right.
not long enough to do that, but like totally enough to curl up. And then
Yeah.
we ended up designing my whole room and I'm so excited about it. I'm
Oh
gonna
my gosh, that's so
so
cool.
more to come on that, but I would love to show you. And I think she's gonna help me with doing it. She was like, Yeah, it's like I think it'll be
Oh,
really easy to make a custom built-in bench. So I'm excited about that.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
So that's so nice that you get
I
like this
know.
project to do with a friend, and I like how she kept you down to earth. It sounds like she always does. Are you really going to
She
read on
literally, no,
that?
she really always does. Like, it was so funny. She was like, our other friend was leaving, and she and I were going back to my place, and our other friend was going home. And the way that the subways work, sometimes you can enter from a subway and you can get both sides, one going uptown and one going the other, downtown the other way.
Mhm.
But the train close to me has two entrances, and that's common as well, where you can only get to the uptown train on this entrance, and you have to cross the other side of the street to get to the downtown side.
Okay.
And I was like, No, you can get to both sides. And she was like, No, the sign says you can't. And I was like, I live here. Like, yes, you can. I know. And later, I forget how it came up or how I realized, but I was like, Oh, I think you're totally right. I think you can only get to the downtown side. And she was like, Yeah, I know. That's what the sign said. You were like, Oh, like, you don't believe me? I was like, Yeah, like it's me or the sign. Like, you don't love me? And it was just like, I know you probably know this very well about me, but I feel like I'm getting very comfortable with her where I'm like, can be on my bullshit and then be
Yeah.
like, oh, that was my bullshit. So,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah.
Question about the Nook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No
with
question.
the with the plan for the like daybed situation, if you sit, can you stretch your legs out in one direction?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the goal is to like
Nice. That's
stretch it out.
awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
Totally.
is such a good idea. And then
Yeah.
I'm picturing like, those like cushions that they kind of look like a pillow, but they're like longer. You could get one of those. I wonder if I bet on Etsy, somebody would make you a custom like pillow to go to those exact specifications, or I suppose you could try to sew one, but that does not
Well,
sound fun to me, but
I think what I'm gonna try to do is take like a topper, like something a little denser than memory foam,
Mhm.
and cut it out to the shape of the top of the bench, maybe a little bit
Mm,
over, and then
yeah.
you staple it to the
Oh, yeah,
underside
yeah,
so
yeah.
that it's like a built-in, and then I can put cushions on top of that so it's extra cozy. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm super excited about the Nook. I feel like it will really help me like enjoy my room more.
That's great. Do you have anything hung on the walls yet?
Not yet. I was thinking of doing that today, actually, of putting up my shelves and my books,
I feel
some of
like
my
that is
books.
a great snow day activity, I would guess. I've never had a snow day personally, but
Yes, I
sounds
think,
like a good one.
right? Seems like a cute, cozy activity. Ellie,
Yes.
I've been very curious. How is California?
Well, I'm excited because I thought of two things that I can share about California that I have not told you.
Ooh,
Yay. So the first one, I may not share all the details on the pod, but
boo.
because it involves your niece, and I like to be
Oh,
respectful of her privacy.
I'll take
Um,
it back. Ooh.
Thank you. That was very entertaining. Did you learn that in clown class?
I was gonna say, just clowning around here.
You are a cute little clown. Always have been. Funny bones.
Hey.
Um, so the other night, I did not plan this at all, but your niece, she and I have been having a lot of nice little evening chats, which has been awesome. They're very spontaneous. And one thing that I've heard from parents of tweens and teens is that the chats are spontaneous and they're usually in the evening. So a lot of advice has been, be ready for your teen, because she is almost a teen. She will be this year. She's tall
I
enough to be one.
know, I know, I know, I know. She looks like a teen.
Yeah, she does. She gets mistaken for 13 and 14 all the time.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, their advice is, be ready for your teen to like right around 9 or 10 to be like, hey mom, hey dad, hey parent. I would like to talk now. But they won't say that. They'll just like randomly
Start
come out
talking.
with something. Yeah. So that's been happening a lot, and I've been like trying to prepare myself for that. Just like literally, like I'll just be like, if I'm doing something and she comes in and she wants to talk, I drop it all and we talk.
Nice,
Not maybe,
nice.
maybe not like every single time, depending on what I'm doing. But anyways, sorry, lots of preamble. Um, this was unplanned, but I was working on something YouTube related when she came in and we were talking, and she asked, she saw that my channel was up and she asked to like watch a video or two together. So we did. We do that occasionally. Like I will tell her like, "Oh, that one's not appropriate, but we can watch this one." Um, but because like I do talk about sex on my channel, and like
For sure.
I am her parent, so that's like super not appropriate.
Super
But
weird.
yeah, but I forget how it came up exactly, but I mentioned something about X Fundy Diaries, my old channel, the channel that started it all. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot you had that channel." And she knew about it, but she has never been allowed to watch anything from it. And then we just like sort of, I think she forgot about it for like a couple years. Anyways, she wanted to watch some videos from X Wendy Diaries, and I thought, all right, let's do this. You're almost
Why not?
13. Why not? So we ended up watching like 6 videos together.
Oh my God. I bet she was
Her
riveted.
little mind was blown.
Alone.
Blown. She was like her jaw was open the whole time, and she kept pausing and being like, what that happened? And like, what is going on? And she
Oh my
she calls
God. The
she
Lord.
now she now calls fundamentalists. Wait, what does she call them? She has little names for everything. She called them,
I love her names.
yeah, she's wow, she knows how to roast something really well. She's got a good zinger. Shit, I can't remember the exact name. I'll come back to it, but she had a name for fundamentalists. She also kept saying like, you guys were like you what did she say? She said we were like from the Tudor era or something like that. She was like, you guys were like peasants or like I forget the exact thing that
You're
she said.
getting it. You're getting it, kid.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think she made like a parallel to like the Scarlet Letter and like stuff like that. And
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
it's like, yeah, kid, that was my life. And
Yes.
grew up in Christian patriarchy. Because she had a lot of questions about like, well, wait, so it's fine for the men to blah blah blah, but not the women? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
We started with my very first video, which is kind of like an overview, like
Wow.
tells the whole story, like why I'm not a Christian, my faith deconstruction, goes through the whole thing. And
Wow.
yes, and then we watched a couple of videos on purity culture.
Yeah. Ooh, good. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we watched we watched the one about courtship because she's heard me mention courtship in our conversations and she's wanted to know what is courtship. She was like, "Do you mean like in carriages and stuff like that?" And I'm like, Basically." But she didn't even know the Duggar family. I think I forget sometimes how much I've kept her from because I was trying
Yeah,
to
I
like
agree.
I don't know, shelter her
Yeah,
from the truth. Just
I
like,
know.
I don't know. I'm
I
not doing
know.
that. I'm like,
Yeah.
she kept being like, you have never told me like most of this. Like, I didn't know most of this. And I've just been like, oh, okay. Sorry about that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, I have a question about that. What's the motive behind that? Yeah.
yeah, no, you're probably like, why did you not spare her from learning about a lot of the horrors of the world, but you didn't tell her about your own upbringing?
No, no, I don't. I actually feel like I have a hunch about why. Like, I feel like it makes sense. My thought would be because all of that is mixed in with a lot of like really intense trauma, like violence and a lot of other things. A lot of questions might come up, and then it's like, well, how do I answer that without like really going into some like really scary stuff? Um,
Yeah.
that would be my hunch. Is that part of it?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I've been kind of wondering lately. I've been questioning a lot of my past parenting choices lately, like a lot of them,
Yeah,
and just being like, what was I thinking? What was the motivation there? This came up in our conversation of watching these videos where like I explained to her like I taught her a certain word instead of using another word that like a lot of people use. I taught her a certain word that I thought was like better to talk about the topic. I'm sorry, I know this is really vague,
yeah,
but I realized and I explained this to her. I was like, "Oh, it's because I was filtering it through my experiences. I was filtering it through this topic had so much shame around it for me that I thought I needed to go even farther
yeah,
and take like change a word to make sure that there was absolutely no shame attached to it for you."
yeah, yeah.
When now I'm realizing like she doesn't have the baggage that I have. She doesn't
Right.
have the framework that I had. So
Yeah,
like there was no need to change this word. I could have just gone with the word that most people use and it would have
yeah,
been fine. But instead I sort of like I feel like I made it weird without needing to by
yeah.
like you know what
I
I
can
mean?
see that.
Like
I
I
know,
feel
I
like
know
I
what you
did
mean.
that a
Yeah,
lot in my
yeah.
parenting when she was young because I was overcorrecting. I was just
Hmm.
overcorrecting everything I was doing. I feel like in teaching her about things and about the world, I just like swung so much farther over to the other side. And she gets that now, and that's the way that she puts it too.
Hmm.
She put
Hmm.
it that way in our conversation. She was like, "Yeah, you were like you had this like really extreme childhood. And so then you like went all the way over to the other extreme." And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, guilty.
but not guilty. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. She is your first and only kid. So, like, I think that's one, I think a very common experience with all parents where they're trying shit out on their first kid. And then by the second time, the second one comes around, they're like, oh, I have a lot more experience. And yeah, I feel like I hear that a lot. And yeah, you only got one. So, and I think again, like, have been so good at being so honest and open with her and like willing to hear her feelings over and over again about whatever maybe she's uh, her grievances or her questions or whatever. You've been really, really just a solid listening ear for her. So I feel like that's the most important thing, you know?
Thanks, Annie. I hope so. I do feel like we've been getting a lot closer the last few years. And honestly, in the last few months, we've been having so many conversations. And I do think she feels safe. I hope so. With me to just like, it was funny when we were going into the watching of it. Um, she was like, she pointed out how in my purity culture video, I was like, I'm going to talk about purity culture. And then I gave like a definition of it,
Purity
and it's
culture
like,
is, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's like a really intense, like extreme, like issues and stuff. And then there's like the music in the background is like dun 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 dun. Dun. And she was like, she was like, I'm gonna talk about purity culture, this terrible thing that hurts so many people. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Like, and I joined in with her and I laughed and I was like, um, I gave her the moment to like roast me, and then I was like, all right, I almost said your niece's name. All right, niece, child of mine. No, she actually said that on the internet I can call her Bug because that was one of her one of her nicknames when she was a kid. So I'll
Aw,
say, okay, Bug. Um, as we are watching these videos, I would appreciate it if you could turn the roasting down just a little bit. Like
there you go.
you could keep roasting me, but just like a little bit, like think of it as like a little bit crispy, And she got in on the bit and she was like, okay, like 165. And I was like, yeah, exactly. Like let's keep it
Nice,
like
yeah. A slow
I
roast.
yes, I can handle a little bit, but
Thanksgiving dinner.
yeah. But birds. Okay. Distracted by things. They're really pretty. I wish you could see
That's
them.
so cute.
They
That was a
stay
clown
in here
moment for sure.
forever. Oh,
I really
I'm
want you to take clown class, by the way.
I know, I know. It sounds like my worst fears to be screaming with a bunch of people. Screaming? I
Yeah, but you
know, I
gotta,
know. I know
it's
it'd be
good for
so good for me
you.
when it's somatic and like blah blah,
Yeah.
but like
Blah, blah, blah.
blah blah.
Yeah, like screaming and crying, lots of tears, and then
Ugh,
laughing because it's
God,
all,
disgusting.
yeah, I think it would be so good for you.
I know, Annie. Put it on my list. Okay, I'm doing a lot of things. A lot of
You
growth is
could do it
happening.
this,
All right.
you could do it this summer with me.
When it comes to visit you,
Yeah.
oh my God, imagine dragging your niece to that. She's already like, you drag me to all your hobbies. Well, that would be quite an extreme hobby.
I would love it. I would love nothing more.
Oh God. Okay. Anyways, I do think
Anywho,
going back to what we were talking about,
yes.
I feel that it did bring us closer to watch those videos and to talk
Yeah,
about it.
100%.
Yeah, I was really glad that we did it. Um, she did have a lot of questions. She had a lot of things to say, a lot of great observations and zingers. Um,
Of course.
I think she maybe understands me a bit better. I also wanted to bring this up because what I noticed was that I think I have been avoiding watching anything from that channel for quite a while because I've been so just like embarrassed and cringe at my past self. But,
Yeah.
when I was watching the videos, I really didn't feel that way. I actually
Yeah.
I felt compassion for myself. And also I was like, this is not as bad as I thought it was, first of all. And then second of all,
100%.
I was listening to myself talk about my upbringing and my process. And I was like, damn, that's pretty amazing, actually, to go from where I was to where I was at that point.
Yes.
To
To
like
where you are
claw,
now.
yeah, to claw my way out of that kind of an upbringing and like choose a different path is like really, really hard and really
Impressive. It's
scary.
really impressive.
Yeah, yeah. So I was feeling impressed by myself and I was feeling
Yeah.
proud of myself and I was thinking like, yeah, of course. Of course I'm gonna be a little bit clunky along the way.
A
And
hundred
that,
percent.
there's gonna be things that I'm gonna cringe at later. So, Yeah. I mean, I was definitely in my doing everything absolutely perfectly right era
Yeah,
um
which makes
during
sense.
that time. So,
But that's, appropriate, makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like coming from someone who knew you when you were all in for the Lord, I mean, my God, such a huge transformation.
Yeah.
And then from that time to now, such a huge transformation. And you have such an openness to change and you want to continue to grow and change as a person. And so think about who you're going to be in 5, 10 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So chill.
Chill.
I
So
mean,
much.
you're already so chill. So like I don't even know what that kind of chill would be, but it's going to be a deep chill.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. A deep chill. Yeah, when I
Yeah,
was watching myself, that is one thing that I noticed. I was like, oh my.
not a
s-
lot of chill.
No, not chill. Not chill. Very much, very performing, very quiet, and very much this going on. I'm holding my hands together like a little choir
Yep.
singer or something.
Yes.
Like I was,
100%.
but you know what? You know what I felt like was cool about that era that I feel like I've lost and would like to get back to? My vocabulary was
Oh
the
shit, I know.
shit. Oh
You
my
were
God. The words I
educated.
was pulling out just like, casually. Damn, I feel like it makes me feel a little unintelligent now to watch that because I'm like, oh my
I
God,
agree.
those words. Wow, I sounded like I was giving like a presentation, an academic presentation, and I
Like a
feel,
PhD dissertation type of shit.
yeah, where
A
did
hundred
that
percent.
go? I
Well,
don't know,
I
I'm
mean,
living
it's still
life
there.
now.
You just, yeah, I mean, I feel like you were studying
I was deeply studying. I was
3 to 4 hours a day, every
I was
day.
in the house and I was studying
Yes, yes.
deeply. Yeah.
No,
Now
I
I'm
honestly feel
outside
like,
working and
yeah,
living.
exactly. And like the the jobs that we have and the class that we're in don't use those types of words, so it's not around you as much. But I
No,
feel like your experience was very similar to someone who was getting a master's or a PhD because when you just keep getting more specific in a topic.
that's true. And my friend Tom coming up with a different name for him taught me recently that that is what a PhD is, how
Yeah,
it starts
zooming
with a
in.
bachelor's and it's like this big, like general learning, and then a master's, if it's a pie, a master's is like this much of the pie, and then a PhD is like this much of the pie. It just gets smaller and smaller because you zoom in on a topic. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I was doing. I was just getting
Yeah,
smaller and smaller in my scope, but deepening the
your
knowledge.
understanding.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just yet um another indicator that learning does not have to be just an institute.
Very true. Very true. In other news, one more thing I haven't told you because I worked on this last night is that I am so excited about this. I have created a yearly plan for my YouTube channel. I haven't planned out all the topics, but I don't want to because I want to let those like evolve as time goes on. Like I want to share, you know, videos about things that I'm interested in that season. But what I did is I planned out, I'm on my every 2 week posting schedule, and that's going very well for me. So I planned out, I wrote down every single date all the way down. It's 26 videos for the year, and I've already posted
Wow.
two. I've already
Wow.
posted two of 2026. Wait,
Love.
26 videos in 2026. I love that.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I love little things like
I
that.
know you do.
Um, but I grouped them by fours,
Okay.
and it's kind of like a little cycle where
Nice.
it integrates all the different formats that I'm working with right now. So
Cool.
so I start with a what I'm calling a comfort video, which
Okay.
is basically a talking head video
Yep.
where I'm talking about something that I'm learning or something I'm thinking about, just like a topic, like very chill, like just talking about a topic video. And
Hmm.
those are my highest performing videos. Those are the ones that my audience at the moment likes the most. So I have a comfort video. Then after that, I have a vlog. And after that, I have another comfort video. And then after that, I have what I'm calling an art piece. And that's either
Nice.
a short film or some kind of like cinematic, more polished, piece.
Love.
And that's my cycle. And I'm gonna do that for
Cool.
the whole year. And I've grouped it into like early spring, early summer, late summer. And I'm gonna try, if I can, to have like a thread of an idea that goes through all four of those videos.
Oh,
So almost like
ambitious.
little like mini seasons almost.
Actors. Hmm. Yeah.
Chapters, yes. I'm so excited about it. I'm so
Oh,
excited about
cool, Ellie.
it.
That's wild.
It helps me feel less like I'm just like flinging
Running
things up
around.
there
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that I'm being more intentional and I'm still able to do this like wide range of kinds of videos because I want to,
Hmm.
but it's like hopefully in a little bit more of a cohesive way and leaves my audience feeling less like confused. Because I feel like in the last like 2 to 3 months, I've been trying a lot of new things, but without very much like structure or purpose. I've just been kind of like
Yeah.
throwing things up there and seeing what sticks, sort of like
Yeah.
on a whim of like what I'm
Feeling in the
interested in.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Gives you
I think that
structure.
yes, this really helps, and I feel like it'll hopefully help retention a little bit better because I
Hmm.
do care about, having an
Of
engaged
course.
audience.
Of
And
course.
yeah, and I think that I needed that time of just like trying a bunch of things as a transition. And what I got out of that is not only the idea of like this is what I want to do, but also I got the 2 week posting schedule. I figured out
Yeah.
that is the rhythm that works for me right now. It helps me stay consistent, but also I have a shit ton of things going on in my life right now, and I
I know
cannot
you do.
I cannot post every week. So
Can I copy this verbatim?
absolutely. Yes, you may. It would be an
Sounds like
honor.
a really good idea.
Yeah,
I'm
it
excited.
honestly it takes a lot of the mental work out. Like to
Yeah.
just it feels like a relief to be like, "Oh, okay, I know what's coming." And if I'm working on like an art piece, it gives me more time to work on it. Like I can be
100%.
working on it for a future uploading date and it's not so
Yep.
there's not so much of a rush to get it done. Which I
100%.
side note, but I would love to schedule the filming of my next short film with you because you have a part in it.
I would love to. I don't know what that was, but
Hang loose, hit me up. You're speaking my California
no,
language, dude.
it was the phone, but then it was all
And then you were texting in this weird way.
yeah, it got weird.
This is your
Anyways,
phone, but like the
but it's an
listening
alien
and
also.
yeah, it turns into texting fingers.
It's kind of an abstract avant-garde. Interesting. Very interesting.
It is interesting. It reminds me of how your niece and I have been using bananas as phones for a very long time. Every time we eat a banana, we call each other first and we talk on the banana
Nice.
and then we say, "Oh, is this one of those phones you can eat?" It sure is. Let's eat it.
I love it. Aw,
We're goofy goobers.
so cute. I'm stoked. I'm excited to see all that. I feel like that's such a great rhythm. And I feel like that incorporates all of the things that you've been trying, but in a more structured, cohesive way. I
Yeah.
do love the structure about it. And I love the chapters. I mean, it sounds very ambitious, but in a doable way, in
I
a
know.
approachable way.
Yeah, I really hope so. And I think what'll be a challenge for me and I can kind of work on, not being too perfectionistic about it is I'm sure there will be some times where the video before does not relate to the video next at all. Like there's no thread,
Sure.
but
Sure.
it'll still be me. And
Yeah.
and so I
Yeah.
think it'll work, hopefully.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, we have a listener question to answer.
Yes, we do.
We apologize that we are answering this question over a month later. What happened was
Love
we
you, Mia.
we forgot to check our email. We're not used to having people send us questions, but we will get used to it.
We
And
will.
thank you for being our first one. So, hello. Feel free to call me Mia. I remember from one of Ellie's episodes that you all were 4-H members. Specifically, I remember Ellie talking about learning about sex from her guinea pig project book, laughing emoji. I'm a 4-H professional and I work with all kinds of kids and groups. I spend one day a week at an alternative high school where I've nursed kids through hangovers, broken up fights, and explained 8,000 times why we can't use the N-word, all while teaching them how to AI cattle, how to AI cattle. Interesting. I don't know exactly what that means. AI cattle, judge horses, grade meat, and spin wool. Wow, that is a
Wow.
very unique mix of
Alternative high
things.
school.
Yeah. I also work with a homeschool group, which is a very Oh, sorry, which is a very different vibe, That's a way to put it. I am wondering what were
Yes.
the best things, besides the facts of life, 4-H offered for you coming from a fundy home, or how could it have been better? Loving the new
Hmm.
pod, wishing you both the best in life and your new adventures. Yeah. Thanks, Mia.
Thanks, Mia.
Question really quick, Annie. Were you
Yes.
in 4-H?
No, no, no.
Yeah, I think so.
I was too young. I watched
Yeah.
a couple times
Hmm.
and you taught me how to do it in the backyard of the farmhouse. And you
How
were
to
like,
show
you
the
need
guinea
to
pig?
how to show the guinea pig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just
Super
so funny.
weird. Yeah. I
So
remember
funny.
being like, they have like two teats and you like point at their little nipples.
Yes.
Super weird. And
And
then
two
you have to,
testicles if it's a male guinea pig. Two testicles.
what
Yeah.
if it only has one?
I never encountered that. But you have to go one, two testicles.
Yeah, what?
You have to count them. Which,
It's
like, I
so
don't even know
weird.
if kids know how to properly count testicles. It's like, yeah, I think they're in there somewhere.
I think they're there. Yeah, no, I know. Yes, that's what it felt like to me as a kid was like, do you guys really know what you just feels like a routine that you're like, yeah, yeah, that's right. But you're not actually understanding the knowledge. Like you're not actually knowing where the teats are. You're just saying it. Cause like I remember I was like, but where is it? And you would be like, yeah, yeah, like there, like right there.
They're
And
in
it's
there.
like,
Don't worry about it.
what do you mean? No, I don't see anything. So I remember that and the tags. I remember the tags on the ears.
Yes, the tag
And um I always wanted my own tag.
on yourself.
Yeah, I thought they were like cool little earpieces. Which Mike maybe would have been was like very early kink for me. Like tag me. Which is like
Make
on
me
brand for
squeak.
me. A
Kidding.
hundred no 100%. I'll squeak for you.
Oh my God, I'm turning red.
Show my teeth.
Count my teats.
Exactly.
Uh,
Anyways,
show me on a stage before a bunch of people. Okay. Anyway,
truly.
we're moving on.
Yeah. I
Dude,
mean,
my cheeks are so hot right now. I can't even tell you. I'm so embarrassed.
they don't look hot, but
Okay, good.
they look pretty standard. Anywho.
Okay. Yes, because when I was in 4-H, it was fifth grade, fourth and fifth grade. So,
Hmm.
I was
I was
like, 10, like 9 and 10. And so you would
and
have
I was
been
like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you also came to some of the meetings because they would have these
Yes.
monthly meetings where all the different groups would come. And I think you came to some of those.
Yeah.
And then everybody would afterwards like run around on the grass and have like an epic running around thing. But were you allowed to do that?
Probably. I don't remember the running around thing very much. I think maybe
Okay.
once. I always wanted to be a part of Girl Scouts. I was always like, this is like kind of it, but not really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I did too, but as the famous clip by our father says, you know that family video clip that we have where I was filming him at the Thanksgiving table and I was like 9 and
Oh
he
yeah,
said
they're like
on
full. He was
camera,
like, they're full of lesbians or something like that.
no, he said Girl Scouts is a communist group run by lesbians. And Grandma and Granddad were like, "Oh wow, who put the camera on him?" Like
Get that guy off the stage. Nobody wants to see his teats.
somebody, yeah, somebody muzzle that guy and not in a fun way.
Oh my
Yeah, but anyways,
God.
that was what people in our life, in our
Yowza.
yeah. And I think some of our homeschool like the other parents in our homeschool group felt similarly about the Girl Scouts.
That's
Um
insane. That's an insane thing to say. They're so mainstream. They're so like girl boss energy.
I know. I
They're
know.
so far away from communism. They teach capitalism. They make them sell the cookies. Like,
Literally, yeah. And also they're just like, I don't know, they're just little girls having fun, like
oh,
doing stuff. It's
jeez.
like they're
Learning,
not,
they literally learn about business. Like, it's
yeah.
literally it's whatever.
Yeah,
Continue.
Annie, but they're girls. Get them back in the kitchen.
I know, put that bonnet on their heads, a spoon
They
in their
don't sell the
hand.
cookies, they make the cookies for their
Churn,
fathers
churn,
and
churn
their
your butter.
brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So,
All right.
sorry, we've gotten way off topic. Sorry, Mia, we're still
Super.
here.
We're with you. We're with you.
We're with you.
4-H. Seats.
Okay, 4-H. Here's the thing, Mia, is that I didn't really get to fully participate in 4-H the way that I would have wanted to, because the way that our family did things is we sort of popped up here and there a couple times, and then we dipped out. And that was sort of that was how we did everything. It was all focus on the family. It was all focused on our family. We stay home. Our father does our church services, as I was reminded by the X Fundy videos that I forgot about.
Ooh.
Yeah, blast from the past. Um, we just, we didn't know how to commit to something and like actually be a part of it. And so, unfortunately, I really didn't feel very connected to anyone at 4-H. If you asked me to remember one person from 4-H, child or leader, I could not tell you. The only one I remember from 4-H was my guinea pig because she lived with me.
And what a good
Um,
guinea pig she was.
and I do have a fun slash funny memory. Remember that time that there was a Halloween um, meeting and we were supposed to bring our guinea pigs dressed up in a costume. And so I dressed
Kind
mine
of.
as a baby and I'm glad mom let me
Yes.
participate because Halloween was a big no-no. But I
Yeah.
dressed up my guinea pig as a baby in a little plastic carriage that we used for our dolls. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, mom had to do an errand at the mall, and I did not have like the carrying cage with me. I
Yeah.
just had my guinea pig in a baby outfit in
Yeah.
a little plastic carriage. So we took it
Yeah.
inside,
Yeah.
and then we were like just in the mall with a guinea pig dressed as a baby.
Yeah. I remember it. I remember the diaper not catching the poop and the poop would come out of the
Yeah, I was
diaper.
so bummed about that. I tried so hard to like figure out how to keep it on, but it just a guinea pig is so tiny. How do you put a baby diaper on it? Anyways, the way they're
Yeah.
shaped too is not quite right.
Diaper. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I guess like I'm not exactly sure how to answer your question because I didn't I didn't really get to learn too much. The only thing I really remember is like Annie said, how to show the guinea pig at the fair, which I did do once. I had my green tie and my white shirt and like my little hat. and I felt very official. Um, um, yeah, and anyways, I briefly, very briefly dated someone who was like really into going to fairs a couple years ago, and we would go to a lot of fairs during the summer, and I would always point out like, yeah, I used to show guinea pigs in that room right there, like in that maybe not that exact location, but like in a room just like that. I used to show my guinea pigs. Um, yeah. And but here's what I can say to answer the question. I
Say it.
think I think when it comes to homeschoolers, working with homeschoolers, I would just say I think what would be helpful for them is, and I'm sure you already do this, you sound like a great educator who cares about kids. I would say try to bring them into your worlds as much as possible. Um, and try to connect them with the other kids as much as possible. And this is going to be hard to do because they're going to be awkward and they're going to be confused and probably not really know how the world works. So that's really good, bait for like kids who want to pick on them. But if you can, like, just know that they probably have a big lack of knowledge. And if you can, just try to find ways to bring them in. Because here's the thing, they're going to have almost no social skills. So they're not going to know how to do that on their own. They're either going to be probably really quiet and not connecting at all, or they're going to be like really loud and like not
Obnoxious.
appropriate and obnoxious and just like in your face and um, their family
Ugh.
probably does really weird things that they think are normal because they don't see other people very often. So yeah, just like if you can take them under your wing, basically, and just like try to, nurture them, just like bring them into the group. That's really my suggestion. Just bring them into the group, if you can, and it's probably going to be a challenge. But also, if they're like our parents, they're going to be like really suspicious of you and really secretive. And so don't say anything, don't push. When you're around the parents, don't push because that is going to make them take those kids right out of the program and keep them isolated. So that's my advice. What do you think,
Good
Annie?
advice. No, I second all of that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
You're not going to be able to like save them or like teach them all the things that they need to know. But what you can do is just show them that not everybody in the big outside world is their enemy. That
Yeah,
actually
I
there
would say
are like
like
kind people out there.
I would actually second that and just be like, don't, you're not going to be able to save them. So just like maybe try not to, you know, like
Try not
just
to
go
what?
in, like don't try to save them.
Yeah.
Don't take that on yourself. A, it's just for your own sanity, and
Yeah.
B, you're gonna, yeah, I mean, really just for your own sanity, and because you're going to be probably sorely disappointed if you really want to save them, which I totally understand. I would feel the same way. I would
Yeah.
want to be like, I'm going in there and I'm mixing things up. Let's, whatever. Talk about the Girl Scouts. Let's talk about the communists,
Yeah.
communist lesbians.
Sounds like
But
a good time, honestly. Communist
a
lesbians.
thousand
Where can
percent,
I
a
join that
thousand
group?
percent. No, right? But yeah, anyways,
And we get free.
agreed.
No.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with everything Ellie said. Everything my big sibling said, I agree.
Well, I agree with what my little sibling said. Any other thoughts before we go?
Uh-uh.
Okay. I think we covered it all.
Next episode, we should talk about how we've worked through conflict,
Yeah.
and a little juicy part of this would be I want to air all of our dirty laundry out, and Ellie doesn't want to. So Ellie was like,
There you
let's not
go.
get into Ellie was like, let's not get into specifics. And I was like, no, let's do it. Let's
Conflict.
tell them everything.
So we'll
Not
see.
everything, but just,
Just like what?
I don't know. Let's get raw. I mean, why not?
All right. Well, thank you all for watching or listening. Thank you all for listening. Um, rate us on Spotify, please. 5 stars if you so. That's
And
what I said
please keep
last week.
sending in those questions
Yes, or you
to our
can
email.
comment.
We will check it more regularly.
Absolutely, yes. All
And thanks
right.
for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Love you, Annie.
Love you, Ellie.
Talk to you later.
Bye.